Here we are, guys, day 11 in our prayer study. And this particular chapter is about how do we develop the belief. I'll even just say the title of it is The Secret of Believing Prayer. And it pulls off of this 11th chapter of Mark quote. I'll just read it to you. So Jesus answered and said to them, "Have faith in God. For assuredly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be removed and cast into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will be done, he will have whatever he says." So, a couple of things here. First is, the very first thing he says before he runs through that whole list is, have faith in God. So the chapter title, The Secret of Believing Prayer, that's the secret. Before you can believe prayer, you have to have faith in God. So if that's something that you have trouble with, and I don't know anybody that's being honest who hasn't, then you have to get over that before you can start worrying about having faith that God's going to answer prayer. You have to have faith in God before you can have faith that he'll answer prayer. So again, to me, the way I always tackle this is looking at creation and looking at what God made. And, you know, if you'll spend some time, we've talked a lot about this, I know. If you'll spend some time in nature, you all of a sudden begin to see, okay, a rock, a carbon atom didn't produce all this diversity. You know, even when they get to looking at like how much time it takes for something to have an alteration in terms of evolution within an individual species, the timeline that it would take, even with all these theoretical billions and billions of years, it's way too short of a time period. So this isn't going to be a video about debating evolution, but it's simply the idea that before you can have faith in God, or before you can have faith in answered prayer, you have to have faith in God. And you have to have faith that God has your best interest at heart, that he wants to do what's best for you. And before you can ask him to move a mountain, you have to believe that he has your best interest at heart. You also have to really subscribe to that idea that you have dedicated yourself to him so that your requests are going to be relevant to something you would ask from him. I mean, again, it's easy to say, well, I'm going to go bet on this game and I want God to make my team win. Well, there you go. You've already taken off in the wrong direction. Those aren't the kind of prayers God answers. So when Jesus says, ask anything in my name, it's with the idea that you're putting God's best interest. You're bringing glory to God through your prayers, through the way you live your life. And God helping you win bets on teams is not bringing glory to God. That's manipulating God to just kind of be your tool. So focus on, do you have faith in God? And if you have any hiccup in that, then my recommendation would be to pray to God, how can I have more faith in you? How can I have my faith in you deepened? One of the big problems for myself for many years were some of the things I had trouble with, I just never came to God with them. And so as a result of that, years could go by and I didn't get answers to things that seemed pretty relevant and pretty simple. When I started putting those straight to God and just sitting back and saying, okay, I'm expecting an answer. I have faith in God. I expect an answer to this. So when all of a sudden I had that patience, I genuinely sought an answer. I expected that God had my best interest at heart. All of a sudden, a sense of knowing about things started showing up out of nowhere. And it was simply because I was approaching God as a friend who needed, and as a son who needed to know an answer to get to the problem or a solution that would allow me to get somewhere in prayer. And I'm just telling you that if you'll consistently apply yourself to God in that friendship, in that knowing that He will answer, and asking Him those core questions that you just can't seem to get an answer to, He will come through for you. And He'll come through for you at just the right time and in just the right way, so that you're getting the answer you need when you need it. So again, the key to having faith in prayer is having faith in God. If you don't have faith in God, your faith in God where it needs to be, then having faith in prayer is never going to come about. So that's what we're trying to tackle today in day 11, is you want to have faith that the things you're praying about are going to get taken care of. As soon as you have faith in God, then it's an automatic that you have faith in those things. But you have to tackle having faith in God before you can tackle having faith in the prayers. All right, 7 p.m. tonight, guys. All Christians praying together. You get down, you pray at 7. You know I'm praying right there with you. All right? I appreciate you guys.